What is up, guys? LMB back again here, bringing you another video. We're going to be talking about the NBA, specifically the OKC Thunder, the OK3. Now, they started off slow. Obviously, they made a lot of splashes in the offseason with the Paul George trade, the Carmelo trade, and obviously having Russell Westbrook and guys like Steven Adams. This was a team that a lot of people expected to do well this season. Started off really slow, 14-14. It really took them till Christmas to figure it out, just a couple days ago, actually. Currently, they're 20-15. Just came off a big victory against the Houston Rockets. I think they are. I think they're going to make it to the playoffs. But Connor, do you think this is legit? Are the Thunder a legitimate Western team?
They're, of course, a legitimate team. I mean, there's no way you can have Carmelo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook and not be a legitimate team. But I just don't think they can hang with the Warriors or the Rockets, really. I mean, just how good the Rockets are doing. I know that they beat the Rockets on Christmas, but in a 7-game series, I don't think the Thunder can take the Rockets, just because the depth that the Rockets have is so much better than who comes off the bench for the Thunder. Alex Abrines, Josh Huestis.
A lot of names you can't remember.
I mean,
Jeremy Grant, that's the one I can think of off the top of my head, but they gave up a lot of bench pieces to get Melo and PG.
Yeah, so I just think the depth of the Warriors, the Rockets, the Spurs, that's what keeps them ahead of the Thunder in the whole entire contending, whether or not they can make an impact or not.
I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit. I think the Thunder could give the Warriors and the Rockets fits. They obviously did on Christmas Day. One big stat that jumped out to me when looking over this team is that they're third in the entire league in defensive points per game. They can defend anybody. They've played, I think, every good team that we were going to see them play throughout the year, and they've held them pretty well. They held the Rockets, who averaged, I think, a little over 112 to 107. That's under their season average. It's not bad. You can't expect them to do above and beyond, but they're holding them to teams below their average. I could see the Thunder putting up big defensive numbers in the playoffs when fouls aren't as ticky-tack as they are in the regular season. If you get the setup right where they have it now, where Melo's like just a spot-up shooter, PG and Russ are obviously the big centerpieces of the offense, including Steven Adams. I think this team can compete with anybody. Do I think they're going to be a 1 seed? Probably about like a 3-4 seed, I'd say. Kind of where they're at now, but I like the Thunder a lot.
I think the whole entire thing, yes, their defense is good, but the offense is where I just don't think they can hang. It's a whole lot of isolation. And whenever they go up against the Warriors, the way KD is playing, I don't see Paul George taking KD every single time on offense. I don't see him scoring every single time. And the Warriors, their help defense is so good. I mean, Russell Westbrook, he was amazing against the Warriors last year. He's amazing against every team. But the defense that the Warriors play, team defense, they're really good against ISO ball, and they're really good against, ball movement. They have an amazing defense. But I don't think the ISO ball that the Thunder play with is good enough to beat the Warriors. And
I don't think so either, but they'll definitely give them fits, I think, don't you?
Yeah, and the pace that the Rockets play at, I think that's what makes them probably one of the more special teams that really we've seen ever. I mean, the amount of fast break points that they get per game is crazy. Just like how much, I mean, just watching them play, you don't have to go into analytics. Just watching them every single time on a fast break, you've learned, like, if you play basketball, you learn take it to the rack. But they completely readjusted that thought. They will shoot threes on a fast break just because they're open. It'll be a 3-on-1 fast break, and you'll see Trevor Ariza pull up for 3, and he makes it most of the time. He's doing really good this year.
Oh, yeah. Rockets as a whole are playing well, especially with Chris Paul. Now that he's in the lineup, I don't think they've lost with Chris Paul when he plays. But I agree with you about the Warriors. The Rockets, though, James Harden in the playoffs. Every time I see him, like I said about the fouls, doesn't get those foul calls as much. A lot of his points come from the free throw line, and he's not always the most efficient jump shooter. That'll definitely be an interesting series. I think we can both agree that OKC's legit, though. All right, I think that'll wrap it up, though. We're going to get on some more topics. Stick around.